Hello my friends, it's Kristine Vicenti from Queen City Stamp Art, and I'm here today to bring you a clean and simple Sunday card featuring the Animal Outing stamp set and the Animal Friend Thinlits dies, which coordinate. So for today's card, we're going to be making a bottom-weighted design that features this adorable rhinoceros, and we're going to color him in with the Stampin' Blends markers. These markers are alcohol ink and very similar to Copic markers. They have a very smooth coloring and you can blend the ink out. What Stampin' Up does that's really cool is they create these markers in pairs. You can buy them in pairs, 2 for $9, and there's a dark and a light. So the ink blending, it makes the ink blending very easy when you know which is which. So for this one, we're going to stamp the rhinoceros in the Memento black ink. And I'm just going to stamp him here and let him dry a little bit. Usually it dries, Memento black ink dries pretty instantly, but since we're going to be doing some coloring, I thought we would just set him aside while we put part of the other part of the card together. So as I mentioned, it's going to be bottom weighted, so I'm going to glue this piece right to the bottom of the base card using my liquid glue. Just going to kind of line it up in the corner here. And then this piece is going to pop up. I'm going to put this on dimensionals. Oops. Take these little release papers off. And then stick this one down here. Actually, I gotta put this little greenery piece in. So I'm just gonna stick this down. And then I'm gonna put a little glue on the back of this. And I'm gonna tuck that underneath here. Like that. And have that little greenery sprig stick out a little bit. Then we're gonna stamp the sentiment on here using Calypso Coral ink. So this is the Calypso Coral cardstock. This is Petal Pink, and this is sort of a lighter version of the Calypso Coral. So sometimes I like to pair those together, the Calypso Coral ink with the Petal Pink cardstock. It looks really pretty. I'm just going to put that there. And then I'm going to trim the little edge, the ends, as I usually do, and make it like a little fishtail pennant. This. Alrighty, and then we'll set this aside. Now we can do some coloring. So I think I'm going to make the rhino a gray color, and I think I'm going to start with the black. So these markers have two ends. They have a bullet end that has like a writing bullet nub, and it's also great for coloring. And then they have this paintbrush end, which is very soft. And I think we're going to start with the paintbrush end. And what I'm going to do is, with this rhino, there are dark areas of him that are stamped. They actually created some shading on the rhino just with the stamp set. And so for those areas, I'm going to hit those areas with the darker marker first. And then I'm going to go in with the lighter marker and kind of try and blend it out. So I'm just hitting him where he's the darkest on his body, and of course he would be dark under his neck too, depending on where the light source is. So there's some little wrinkles on him that I'm just going to hit with this dark marker just to give him some dimension. Then I'm going to take the lighter marker, and with the light marker I'm going to start at the top here where his ears are and try and put in a little color here. And then I'm going to blend out the dark parts that I hit with a darker marker. And I'm just going to make some circular motions when I color to try to blend that out and to prevent lots of lines from showing. These markers are beautiful. They're so nice to color with. There. Now he's colored in. Then I'm going to take, I'm actually going to take the light gray, and I'm going to just touch the little parts of his horn that are a little bit darker. And I'm going to come in with the crumb cake, the light crumb cake marker, and color his horn a slightly different shade. The gray and the crumb cake are both neutrals, but that gives the horn a little bit of a different look, and I like that. And then when you put the gray on it, it kind of blends out the gray. So that looks good. Then I'm going to add a little yellow to the bird beak. And I'm going to color the bird blue. I like blue birds. I don't know if these really are blue. They probably are not. The ones that pick on the rhinoceros and eat all those little bugs and things off of them. But he's going to be blue for today. So I did a little dark blue at the bottom and a little light blue at the top. I'm sure it's kind of hard to see on camera, but he looks really cute. Then what I'm going to do now that he's all colored is I would take the die, the coordinating die, to cut him out, and I would line it up with his body. And I'd probably put like a little post-it note or something to hold it in place. And I would run this through my die cutting machine. And through the magic of YouTube, I've already done that. So we can set this aside, and now we can add him to the project. So I think what I'm going to do is glue down this piece. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to trim it a little. It's too long. And I'm going to glue this down and then pop him up over top of it. So that's good, right about there. And then I'll put him here. So I'll add some dimensional adhesive. I love dimensional adhesive. I feel like it just, you know, popping up elements on a card can make it look so much more interesting. Just like that. And then of course, I'm going to add one little sparkle. Just off here to the side to kind of balance that out. And here they are. So this is the Clean and Simple Sunday card for today. Lots of white space, a little cluster of something in the bottom right corner. Just a great little card design. This would work with so many wonderful images. I just love the animal outing animals. I love the kangaroo and I love the giraffes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the card today. Thanks so much for popping in and watching. And of course, you can find more information on these cards and photographs of them at queencitystampart.com. And if you need any supplies, you can also buy them through my shop at queencitystampart.com. So thanks again for popping in.